Hey Siri, book me a hotel.
One option I found is Spring Hill Suites by Marriott on Peachtree Parkway in Cumming. Is that the one you want?
No! God, you're fired, Siri. Hey Siri, book me a hotel somewhere exotic.
One possibility is Spring Hill Suites by Marriott on Peachtree Parkway in Cumming. Is that the one you're looking for?
No! You're fired.
Hi, welcome to the House of Valentina. I'm Valentina, and my husband Jack is here because we are talking about one of our absolute favorite subjects there probably ever has been and ever will be.
Me?
No.
Oh.
But you'll have your turn.
Hurtful.
Today we are talking about how to create a hotel style at your own home. And oh my gosh, I'm so excited about this.
I love hotels. I'll just tell you, I geek out on staying in them. We've moved 24 times. Lost count at this point. Don't have enough fingers for that. We've moved so many times. We've traveled over the years and we just fell in love with hotels.
Yes.
For many times, they were home away from home. We stayed in one for 2 months while we had Landon. So hotels have been a part of our life. They're kind of like a home away from home.
There's so many different styles of hotels that that's the fun part, is that each one has a different flavor, and figuring out which one is your favorite and which things you want to kind of steal and ideas you can kind of grab. Oh, that's just the best thing. So if you love to travel and create a home that's inspired by the places you've been, then this is definitely your channel. Don't forget, hit subscribe if you haven't already, turn on the notifications button, give the video a thumbs up, and we would absolutely love if you write down in the comment section what your favorite hotel is that you've ever been to, because we're always looking for new places to travel to, or maybe one that you dream of. I know right now we're kind of in a weird space where we're not traveling quite as much, but this isn't gonna last forever, and we are totally gonna be making a list while we wait.
I've got a list now. So.
Yes, we do.
So how do we get started then?
Okay, so the first thing that we want to do when we're thinking about creating this hotel style at home is we really have to think about the destination. Hotels always reflect the style of the place it's located, or at least it should, if it's a good hotel. If you go to Beijing, or you go to Hawaii, you go to Tunisia or Egypt, or you go to
Des Moines.
Each hotel kind of takes on the little flavor of that city. So you want to think through, where is your favorite destination? And what is the hotel that most represents that place? And most represents the side and the flavor of that city or town or country, whatever it is that you're kind of stealing here. Think about those aspects, and then that's where you really need to get started.
Right, because a Marriott in New York City is totally different than a Marriott in
Tampa Bay,
and totally different than one in Colorado Springs. So regardless, you've got to kind of pick, like, am I going beach? Do I like mountains? Do I like nature? Do I like city? What is it? You know, there's so many different flavors to cities, even just to get started.
I think that's just so fun, isn't it?
I know.
And once I start thinking about this, I get so excited. I'm like, do not get distracted. I want to pick up my phone right now and start dreaming up destinations. I'm like, we've never been to Montana. I mean, how fun would it be to steal that style?
I just booked a hotel in Montana while we sat here.
Like right now, we're mostly going to hotels that we can drive to, but this is gonna last forever. I can't wait to dream up new destinations and places we can be inspired by. And I hope this will inspire you to really think about your ultimate destination and how you can bring those aspects home.
Okay, so once we picked a city, and once we've decided I want beach, or I want mountain, or I want whatever, what is the next step?
Yeah, so the next thing that you need to be thinking about is the mood of the hotel. I kind of alluded to that just a little bit, but you really want to think about, what is it about this place that transports you to somewhere else? And I like to look at the lobby and the room, because a lot of times you might be completely enamored with the hotel lobby. And then sometimes you go upstairs and the rooms aren't quite as nice, or it's a hotel thing that they typically put all the money into the lobby. And then upstairs is usually a little bit more simple. And it depends on what space you're working in your home. You might, for your living room, steal the ideas from a hotel lobby, and then for your bedroom, steal ideas from the hotel room. maybe you have a hotel suite or something like that. And it's really fun to be able to take those ideas and think through which space are you actually making over, and how can you start incorporating those ideas into those specific spaces.
Oh, that's a really good point.
And the mood and the atmosphere, I think, is a really big deal, because a lot of times hotel lobbies have like the lighting, the ambiance, the music, the smells. There's all those things that have been thought through, the way that you're experiencing the space. So really pay attention to the mood. And this might take a little bit of practice. You might have these tools in your tool bag for the next time that you go. But for now, you start thinking back to the places that you've been and what did they smell like? I don't know. What should it have smelled like? And you can kind of process through that now, even if you're not able to travel there.
We've stayed in a lot of hotels with kids, and sometimes the rooms are 300 square feet, sometimes they're 900 square feet. But the one thing,
sometimes they're even smaller.
Sometimes they're even smaller, and we're like sleeping in stacks and taking turns in the bathtub, taking a nap. But
it's really
we had a few like that in Africa.
We really have.
But one of the things you notice about hotels is they're really, really good about like spatial definition. They define the spaces, even within a tiny little 300 to 400 square foot room. They'll have little zones, I think is what you usually call them in your videos. They'll have the little zones that have different functions.
Yeah, I think one of the things that hotels do so well is that they really put a lot of thought into the overall floor plan of the space. And it's not just the floor plan of the room. I think you can also look at the floor plan that they use for the lobby area, the way that they create seating areas. I think you can learn so much by just simply having the eyes to see and just really paying attention. We're 100% guilty of going somewhere really amazing and totally just being like, oh my gosh, it's beautiful, it's beautiful, it's beautiful. And then we come home and we're like, I can't remember how the chairs were set up. I don't remember any of that stuff. But hotels are very good about using space wisely. And they want to create, again, that mood, that atmosphere. So they want to create conversation areas in the lobby, and the way that the room is laid out, they're wanting to maximize that space. Just like you were saying, they've got the zones, and sometimes the zone might mean that the bed is set against the wall, the TV's in front of it, but they have like a small ledge. These are all the things that I'm paying attention to when I'm looking at a hotel. It's like, oh, okay, and how do they put a chair into the space? Well, a lot of my clients have really big master bedrooms with a sitting room, and they don't know what to do with it. So if you're struggling with that right now, look at hotel suites and the way that they've set up that extra living space. Because you might not need a kitchenette, obviously, in your master bedroom, or maybe you want one. Champagne bar in your bedroom? Yes.
I would take that.
I have a client who's putting a mini fridge into the master suite, and she was like, is that overkill? And I'm like, no. When is a champagne bar in your bedroom?
Never overkill. Never question the champagne bar. The answer is always yes.
The answer is always yes. Even if you don't drink champagne, you can put sparkling water in there.
Yeah.
Just do it. I know that our next one is one of your favorites. This is what you always geek out on. And I don't know if it's just like a dude thing. I mean, I don't like to gender profile here, but it does
I love
seem
my
to
lamps.
be.
Let's just say it.
To be a male thing that typically they're obsessed with the lighting, and you know what? They're actually not wrong. And guy or girl, whatever, whomever.
I'm a lighting guy. We all have our thing.
It's perfect. They really have to make their lighting count. They want to create that ambiance and that mood in the space.
Yeah.
So you might have really great sconces that are on the bedside tables, or it's very rare that they put a lamp on the table anymore. Usually it's up where they can make the use of the space on the table.
Right, because they're maximizing space.
Yeah, and then they have a lot of overhead lighting. You have a lot of recessed lighting. You have a really great lamp if you have a sitting area. Again, in the bathroom, they're really thinking through how to make the experience great. They might use a beauty mirror. They might have overhead lighting, and it's gonna be, everything's thought through. The minute you walk in that space, the minute you walk in the hotel. So we're just talking about the room, but what about the lobby?
Yeah.
They really go big.
It's like jewelry. Lighting to me is like jewelry. It's like that. Yeah, you look amazing, but you throw some earrings on and a great necklace or a great bracelet, and it's like, whew,
yeah,
amazing. And I love that.
Yeah, and I'm always looking at the lighting in the bathrooms, in the lobby area. I'm seeing, they'll use sconces really well. They'll do really great chandeliers. A lot of times they light the stairwells or the hallways with low light. All that stuff, even though you may not even be paying attention, is affecting the way that you feel in the space.
Okay, so if lighting is my deal, then this next one is definitely your deal because you love all the details.
Yes, I really do.
Yeah.
All the finishing touches, those things that I think that we so easily glance over, but really hone in that style. So things that would be included in this category would be things like the wood tone, the wood finish. If you think about, one hotel has really rustic, like driftwood, let's say, okay? So you've got one that's got it's got like a beachy vibe. You just feel it when you walk in. It's like, oh, I just feel like I'm at the beach. It's got this grayish, washed out, really great wood that's there. And then you go to another hotel and it's super sleek and it's polished and it's gleaming and it's a rich color. You're in a totally different environment. So really, those finishes really, really matter. They matter for the hotel and they matter for your home. So whether you're using a really shiny chrome or you're using a satin nickel or you're using a brushed brass, like there's so many different things to consider when you're looking at the finishes in a hotel. What kind of flooring did they use? What are the colors of the paint in the walls? What kind of sheen of the paint did they use? Because all those things create the ambiance that so often we just glance over. We're just like, oh, it's beautiful. And then we just stop. And so much meticulous detail went into what does the railing look like? What's the side of the stairwell look like? Like all those details are what really matter in a space. And that's what I think so often people just think, I want a hotel style, therefore I'll buy a white duvet and done. And there's so many aspects more to creating a hotel style.
Yeah, there's a context. That context really, really matters because it can't just be white. Any hotel could do that, but it's the combination, it's the way all those things play together like a symphony. Like they've got to be like in partnership together. You can't have the driftwood look over here, but then velvet over here, and then
well, maybe, but you're really playing those things.
There's got to be a purpose behind it.
Absolutely, you're really playing the materials against each other and with each other, and that's why I think hotels are such a great inspiration because it's free to look and see what they've done. Well, this perfectly segues us into my next favorite and our final point for today, and that is the textiles. So absolutely, we're going to look at wood tones, we're going to look at stains, we're going to look at finishes and all that stuff. But the final piece that really brings it all together, that is the textiles. And that is what kind of velvet did they use? What kind of cotton did they use? You're wanting to look and see what they've done because hotels need those materials to last.
Yeah.
They're looking for something that can wear and tear. They're looking for something that's going to hold up. They're looking for something that's going to be luxurious, something that's going to create an experience, and all those things, those finishing things, the things that you're going to brush up against.
A lot.
Really
and they have to
matter.
be washed a lot. So they're making sure they're durable and all that good stuff.
Yeah.
But I think a lot of it's just the visual of it. If you walk into a room, and we've seen these rooms where they haven't been updated in a while, and you're like, no, it's going to sleep in plastic. But
oh, God, Jack.
there are some of those.
Yeah.
But we're not going to go there.
We're not going to go there.
We're not going to stay there. But when the other ones, what they're actually doing is giving you peace of mind. They're giving you peace of mind of like, this has been taken care of. This is thoughtful. And there's something about that. There's something about, to me, like just a white bed and that white sheets and the white comforter. It's just like,
and the pillows.
It's comforting.
They give you the best pillows. They give you the best mattress. Everything that you touch, it finishes that experience off for you. You've gone from, in the lobby to, now I have to sleep. And, sometimes we've stayed at hotels and we've said, we just don't want to go home.
Right.
We just don't want to go home.
Sometimes we've had a 3-night stay booked and we've left after the first night because of the opposite.
Sometimes we walked in and I've said, Absolutely not.
Yeah, there's been a few of those. And there's been a few where we're like, we're not going back, we're going to stay. And I've made a text or two. I'm like, we're working from the hotel the next few days because it's so amazing.
Yeah. So yeah, this is the things that we really like. I know it's kind of a quick, I'm just already thinking of all the things that I haven't said because there's so many things that we could be talking about.
Yeah.
You know, what kind of headboard they use, what kind of carpeting they use. There's so many aspects that go into this, but I hope that this will just give you just a little jump start to start thinking about this because we're going to be traveling a lot more in these coming days, and we hope that you'll find the inspiration the way that we do when we bring this home.
We definitely do. And even if, here's a little tip for you, by the way, and a lot of people don't know you can do this. Even if you can't afford the hotel that you love in that city, you can stay in another one and go visit it. We do that all the time. Like all the time.
You're telling everybody our secrets.
We do. Because, you know, maybe we're staying at one that we loved, but there was this other one that we loved, or the price point was too high, or they don't allow 75 kids like we have to run through there.
75?
Okay,
Jeez.
5. So they're like, oh, only 3 kids, 2 kids at a time, please. And we're like, oh my God, no. We tried sneaking to land in a roll-on, but it did not work. But sometimes you just can't, or you just can't afford it, right? Or it's just, you know, whatever. Go visit it. Take your phone with you, walk through the lobby. They're never going to give you a hard time. Sometimes even hotels we've gone to, we're like, can we just see a room? Like we love the way the room looks. We like to take a photo. It's a little bit different in COVID right now, but pre and post COVID, just walk in there, take a few shots or pull them off the website. But don't feel like you have to, you know, fork out whatever that price point is to be inspired. You can always figure out a way. Yeah.
Well, I hope that you guys enjoyed talking about this hotel style and how to bring it home as much as we have. This has been a total blast. I know. I'm like, okay, we have to keep this thing to a minimum here. We could just gab all day long about this. We just love it. So please tell us that you love it too down in the comment section and with the thumbs up.
And tell us your favorite hotel that you've either been to or you want to go to.
Well, I said that in the beginning.
Let's do it again. There's been a lot going on since then.
It's true. Don't forget, you can also visit us at Instagram. We love to post our favorite places to travel, our favorite hotels, our favorite rooms that we're inspired by, and you just gain lots of inspiration there as well. So thank you so much for stopping by. We have our coffee, but we had to set it down so we wouldn't spill it. Okay, so we do actually have our coffee nearby because we talk a lot with our hands and we don't want to spill things everywhere.
Yeah.
I talk a lot with my hands. It's my Greek side. We're very expressive people. So thank you so much for stopping by. It's always such a joy to have you guys here. And cheers. We'll see you guys in the next one.
All right, see ya.
Bye.
Bye.
When you say cheers, you're supposed to drink, not stare at the camera.
Cheers.
That's creepy. What is wrong with you?
It's Halloween. Haley told me today is not my birthday, which it is. It's the first day of Halloween is what Haley's most excited about.
October 1st is when we're filming. And yes, our daughter informed us this is the first day of Halloween.
First day of Halloween my true love gave to me.
A pumpkin spice from Starbucks.